कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी हे यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनतीरावनचारी 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 जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधवा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद् विष्णु डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस आचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद् विष्णु डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की नमाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद की श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ षड गोस्वामी वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की व्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की मायापुर नवदीप धाम की जगन्नाथपुरी धाम मथुरा धाम की जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्र महारानी की श्री श्री निताई गौर सुंदर की श्री श्री प्रहलाद नरसिंहदेव भगवान की श्री श्री राधा माधव की श्री कृष्ण भगवान की हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की पतित पावन श्रील प्रभुपाद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Jaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayam Mudiraye. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 10, Text 16, Translation and Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki. Baddo dadau Raghupadir Vividatrikudai Sedum Kapindra Karakambida Bruhangai Sugrivanila Hanumat Pramugairanikair Lankam Vibhishana Trishavishat Agradaktam Baddo Dadau Raghupadir Vividatrikudaikai Lankam Vibhishana Trishavishat Agradaktam Baddo Dadau Raghupadir Vividatrikudai Setum Kapindra Karakambida Bruhangaihi Sugrivanila Hanumat Pramugairanikair Lankam Vibhishana Drishabhishat Agradaktam. Translation. Sukadeva Goswami said, after constructing a bridge over the ocean by throwing into the water the peaks of mountains, whose trees and other vegetation had been shaken by the hands of great monkeys, Lord Ramachandra went to Lanka to release Sita Devi from the clutches of Ravana. With the direction and help of Vibhishana, Ravana's brother, the Lord, along with the monkey soldiers headed by Sugriva, Nila, and Hanuman, entered Ravana's kingdom, Lanka, which had previously been burnt by Hanuman. Purport: great mountain peaks covered with trees and plants were thrown into the sea by the monkey soldiers and began to float by the supreme will of the Lord. By the supreme will of the Lord, many great planets float weightlessly in space like swabs of cotton. If this is possible, why should great mountain peaks not be able to float on water? This is the omnipotence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He can do anything and everything he likes because he is not under the control of the material nature. Indeed, material nature is controlled by him. Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyate sa characharam. Only under his direction does prakriti or material nature work. Similar information is given in the Brahma Samhita 5.52. Yasyagnya Brahmadi Samvradakala Chakro Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Describing how material nature works, the Brahma Samhita says that the sun moves as desired by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Consequently, for Lord Ramachandra to construct a bridge over the Indian Ocean with the help of monkey soldiers who threw great mountain peaks into the water is not at all wonderful. It is wonderful only in the sense that it has kept the name and fame of Lord Ramachandra eternally celebrated. Om Tat Sat. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjantalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale श्रीमदे जयपताकस्वामिनिधि नामिने नमाचार्यपादाय निताय कृपप्रदायिने गौरगददामदाय नगरग्रामदारिणे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमदे भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशधारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण. Okay, so today we have taken this sloka from Srimad Bhagavatam. This sloka is describing the glorious pastimes of Lord Ramandra, because tomorrow the whole India is celebrating the Kumbhabhishekam, or inauguration of the famous Ayodhya Rama temple. Right? It's a great, joyous occasion for all of us. That is why we have selected this sloka. Let us also meditate more on the wonderful pastimes of Lord Ramachandra. Eko Devo Nitya Leela Nratto. The one Bhagavan, the Supreme Lord, he is performing eternal pastimes. Nitya Leela, eternally he is performing pastimes. For what purpose? Just to attract all of us. For that purpose only. Otherwise, we, the conditioned souls, will be absorbed in the material affairs. We are part and parcel of Krishna. We have eternal connection with the Supreme Lord. Only by Tadayantuscha Mam Nityam Tushyanti Charamanti Cha. Even Bhagavad Gita is saying Krishna and Rama, their leelas, we should discuss daily. Daily we should discuss. Tadayantuscha Mam Nityam. By discussing Krishna and Rama's leelas, no, actually we will forget about the material world. Because these pastimes actually the Supreme Lord is permanently is doing in Vaikuntha. And for our sake, is coming into this earth and is performing some sample leelas. Sample leelas is doing. And these pastimes are transcendental. Transcendental means it is beyond the influence of the three modes of material nature. That is the meaning of conditioned souls. But for the Supreme Lord, it is not like that. Adimartyandi Bhagavan, Guda Kavara Manusha. Guda Kavara Manusha. Kavara Manusha means in the garb of a human being. Adimartya is hidden in the garb of a human being. Some other place also it is mentioned, Gudam Param Brahma Manushya Lingam. Param Brahma, the Supreme Lord, he is appearing in the Manushya Lingam, in the Manushya form. So, in Srimad Bhagavatam also, Lord Rama's pastimes are explained by Sri Sukadeva Goswami. And it's mentioned in the ninth canto in this chapter. Sukadeva Goswami is saying that Parikshit Maharaja, he has heard several times Lord Rama's pastimes. So Sukadeva Goswami is saying, I will narrate in brief. Valmiki Rishi already he had written Lord Rama's pastimes elaborately in Ramayana. So Sukadeva Goswami is narrating in brief only, Srila Bhagavad. And in this sloka is describing about Sedu Banda, how Supreme Lord Rama is constructing a bridge on top of the ocean with the help of the monkeys. Actually, Prabhupada is very nicely is explaining the Andandarasta Paramanu Chayandarasta. Unlimited planets are floating. Actually, Andas means universe. One universe, it consists of 14 planetary systems. So much weight is there. But unlimited andas are floating in the Karanotaka ocean. So, this is possible by the supreme will of the Lord. Prabhupada is writing, he can do anything. Because the entire material energy, Maya, is working under his direction. Mayadhyakshena Prakriti, Suyate Sacharacharam. This Prakriti, this material world, it is working under his direction, under his supervision. So he can manipulate matter in any way he wants. That is possible for the Lord. For us, it is not, it is actually unimaginable. So, in Bhagavad Gita also it's mentioned Sambhavami Atmamaya. The Supreme Lord, when he is descending, it's called Avatara. Avatara means the word Avam. It gives the meaning descending. Why he is descending? Because it's mentioned in the Markandeya Purana also. The Lord actually he is leaving the Goloka Vrindavana. Lokanam Tranakaranam. Golokam cha parityajya Lokanam Tranakaranam. Tranakaranam, that is important. Tranakaranam means just to deliver all the fallen souls. Lord has got this broad vision. Krishna and Rama, they are having this broad vision. The Supreme Lord is having this broad vision. I want to reclaim all the fallen souls. They are my children. They are suffering. Prakriti Karshari, under the clutches of Maya. They are suffering. So the Supreme Lord, out of his costless mercy, is descending, is leaving Goloka Vrindavana. Golokam cha parityajya. Parityajya means giving up his own personal residence, Goloka Vrindavana. And he is coming down in this material world. So when he comes down, he takes many rupas, forms. Many forms he is taking according to the situation. So that is called avatara. So when he is coming down in this material world, he is performing pastimes through his yogamaya potency only. That is what Bhagavad Gita is saying. Sambhavami Atmamaya. Atmamaya means Krishna has got this divine potency, yogamaya. So through his yogamaya potency only he is performing all unlimited pastimes in this material world. It's not like us. We are strongly under the grip of material nature, that is Mahamaya. That is the difference between the Jiva and the Supreme Lord. That we are going to discuss from this sloka. Even though the Supreme Lord Rama, when he appeared as a human being, ordinary human being, but in this particular pastime, he exhibited his supremacy. Yes, we all know that pastime. Ravana kidnapped Mother Sita, and actually, Rama can do everything. Saikshada means by his glance, simply by his glance, the entire material nature is working. So he is behaving like an ordinary human being, searching for Sita and taking the help of Sugriva, Hanuman, Neelam, all mentioned here. Why? For what purpose? He is giving opportunity for all these jivas to perform loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord, or that purpose only. Otherwise, he can do, within a second, he can easily finish Ravana. Right? So that is the power of the Supreme Lord. But why he is behaving like an ordinary human being, taking the help of all these manaras and searching? So that is called pastimes. Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakur, one of the important acharya in our Sampradaya, is saying that the Supreme Lord, when he is behaving like an ordinary human being, not exhibiting his opulence, powers, then actually it gives so much sweetness for the devotees to hear them. It is more sweet. In the same way, Krishna also, the Supreme Lord, when he plays like an ordinary cowboy boy in Vrindavana, actually for the devotees it is very pleasurable. It is very more sweet. The sweetness is there. When Krishna, when he exhibited this Visurupa form in Kurukshetra, in front of Arjuna, actually that is more respectable only. We will give respect only, we will get fear also. That is why Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is explaining. Arjuna, he was in Sakya Rasa, Sakya Prema. He was treating Krishna as a friend, and that friendly love was there between Arjuna and Krishna. And same Arjuna, when he asked Krishna to show his universal form, Vishwarupa, Krishna is saying, Divyam dadami te chakshuhu. I will give you a divine vision. He is already in Sakya Rasa. Why he needs divine vision? Acharyas are explaining. It is like somebody is already tasting honey, right? Honey is a condensed sweetness. He's already tasting honey. Okay. And if he wants to taste jaggery, jaggery is lesser sweetness. So what he has to do? He has to drink water. He has to drink water, nullify its effect. After that, if he eats jaggery, then he can taste that jaggery sweetness. Acharyas are explaining very nicely. The same way, Arjuna is already tasting Sakya Prema with Krishna. That is like honey. Higher level rasa is enjoying. But when he asked to show Visurupa of the Lord, so he has to adjust. That is the meaning of Krishna is saying, I will give you a divine vision to this. So he is coming to the lower level rasa. So in the same way, when the Supreme Lord Rama, when he is playing as the role of a human being, it gives more, it is more tasty for all the devotees to hear this pastime. Yes, Rama, he took the help of Sugriva and Hanuman, so many Vanaras, they all came to the shore of the ocean. And they waited. It's mentioned here, when Rama waited for 3 days. The next sloka actually, I think, Actually, Rama waited for 3 days, like an ordinary human being, he waited. But nothing, no response from the ocean. It's mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. And Rama became very angry because he is a Supreme Lord. He became very angry and with his red hot eyes, he saw the ocean. And the whole ocean got agitated. And all the animals, crocodiles and timingilas and big fish, they all got agitated and coming to the surface of the ocean. The whole ocean got agitated because of the anger of the Supreme Lord Rama. This is the supremacy. Even though he behaved like an ordinary human being, this particular pastime he showed his supremacy. Because he is Bhagavan. Then the ocean personification immediately came to the surface. And with all the paraphernalia, he worshipped Lord Rama. And he prayed to Lord Rama. He said, "You are Supreme Lord. And we are fools, we didn't recognize your supremacy." This is the Krishna also mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, "Avajanandi Mamura Manushi Tanumashritam Parambhava Majanando Mamabhuda Mageshwaram." So many lessons we can learn from the past times of the Lord. When Krishna and Rama, when they are playing the role of a human being, Mudas means, Prabhupada is saying, fools and rascals. So they will derive the Supreme Lord as an ordinary human being. Krishna already mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Parambhavam ajanando, they don't know my supreme nature, supreme transcendental nature. They don't know this. Mamabhuda Mageshwaram. I am the controller of all the jivas. They don't know this. So this is the influence of Maya. Maya makes the living entities forget about the Supreme Lord, Krishna. This is the effort of Maya. So even ocean personification also. He thought that this Rama is an ordinary human being. He didn't come out. And the Lord actually exhibited his anger, and he understood he is the Supreme Lord. Then with all respect, he came to the surface of the ocean and worshipped the Lord with all the paraphernalia, and he gave wonderful prayers. And he said, he gave also, you can cross the ocean by constructing a bridge, stone bridge. Then, actually, Prabhupada is writing, Rama can easily do everything, but he is giving opportunity to do loving devotional service to all the vanaras. He is giving this opportunity. In this way, actually, only the jivas, they will perform service to the Lord. Otherwise, they will perform service to Maya only. Previously also we discussed. Jiva, actually, it has got a tendency to lean on something. That is the constitutional position of the jiva. To lean on something. We have to depend on something. So, either we have to depend on Krishna or we have to depend on Maya. So when we don't serve Krishna and Rama, then what we will do? We will do service to Maya only. Maya will dictate. We are very busy. We all had experience, right? They are very busy with the material affairs. Up to death, Maya will make us work in the material world by giving varieties of commitments. That is the meaning of serving Maya. Unknowingly we are doing this. Unknowingly it is happening. That is the modes, the lower modes, Rajoguna and Tamoguna, they are influencing all of us, and helplessly will be carried away by varieties of activities, and in our final stage, in our life, the final stage, we will be lamenting, no, I didn't chant Krishna's names, I didn't read Bhagavad Gita, I didn't worship Krishna, we will be lamenting. That is why you have to be intelligent means we have to utilize all our senses in the service of the Lord. Savai mana Krishna pada vintayo vasamsi vaikunda gunanuvarnane. Ambarish Maharaja, he was the emperor of the whole universe. And Ambarish Maharaja, now the Prime Minister, you would have watched in all the videos, worshipping the Supreme Lord, very devotionally, taking darshan, taking bath in all the holy places of pilgrimage. The same way actually Ambarish Maharaja did. Correct example. Right? Nicely we should correlate. It happened many years back. Ambarish Maharaja, he was the emperor of the whole universe. Right? He used all his senses in the service of the Lord in a humble way. Because he knew very well that Krishna is the supreme master. I am only his servant. Savai mana Krishna pada, he engaged his mind in thinking about Krishna all the time. This is the meaning of leadership. The leadership means the leader should show by his example how to worship the Supreme Lord. By his example, he should show. So Ambarish Maharaja, when I saw this, somebody showed this video of the Prime Minister visiting Sri Rangam and hearing devotional songs of Lord Rama. I remember Ambarish Maharaja's behavior. Leaders should be like this. So, Lord Rama, so what he did, he started taking the help of all the Vanaras. And all these Vanaras, they were carrying big boulders. And they were writing Rama, Rama, Rama in all the rocks. They were throwing inside the ocean. And the Acharyas are explaining in a sweet way, they are explaining. All the Vanaras, Sugriva, and Angada, and all these big Vanaras, they are throwing the rocks in the ocean. So Hanuman, he was also throwing big boulders, writing round on top of the rocks. And Lord Rama also, he was thinking, everybody is throwing big boulders. So let me also throw some rocks in the ocean. So Lord Rama, he was also carrying some boulder, but he was not writing his name because he is the Supreme Lord. How he will write his name? So he didn't write his name, and he was throwing one boulder in the ocean, and that rock went inside the ocean. And Rama felt very ashamed. Acharyas are explaining very sweet way. So Rama turned left and right. Anybody watching this? And Hanuman noticed, and he gave a beautiful explanation. Oh Rama, when you are rejecting somebody else, how they can come up? When you are rejecting somebody else, how they can come up? They cannot come up. So he gave this beautiful explanation. See, holy name is more powerful than the Supreme Lord. This is proved in this passage. So all these Vanaras, they are writing Ram on top of the rocks. And the big boulder, you can see, anybody has visited this Dhanushkodi? Anybody has visited Dhanushkodi here? Right? You can see that I think some 10, 15 kg boulder is floating. Even now also they are keeping archaeological department. they're safely keeping it, floating on top of the water. It's a magic, it's a miracle. So this is the power of the holy name of the Supreme Lord. Holy name is more powerful than the Supreme Lord. Acharyas explaining Srila Rupa Goswami, one of the direct disciples of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is explaining Vachyam, Vachakam. Two terms he's using. Vachyam, Vachakam. Vachyam means deities, Vigraha. Vachakam means the holy name. He's saying Vachakam is more powerful than the Vachya. Holy name is more powerful than the deities. He's giving explanation. Famous Acharya Srila Rupa Goswami saying that the deities, when we worship, we may incur many offenses also. Sometimes we may handle the deities without any respect because of familiarity. We may handle the deities like that. But the deities are called Archavataras. The Supreme Lord is sitting inside the deities. But sometimes we will, very in a neglectful way, we may treat the deities, so we may commit some offenses. But those offenses also can be nullified by chanting more and more Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. By chanting more and more Krishna's names, these offenses can be nullified. So Rupa Goswami is saying that holy name is more powerful than the deities. So the same way in this pastime also, the holy name Rama is more powerful than the Supreme Lord. Vanaras, they were able to throw boulders, writing Ram on the top of the rocks, and the boulders are floating in the ocean. This is the proof. So, in that particular pastime, so many interesting things happened actually. So, Hanuman also, he's a chief personality. He was carrying big boulders. And one time what happened? A small squirrel also actually dipping its body in the water and rolling in the mud. So some actually little quantity of mud will get stuck in the body now. So the squirrel also is doing a little seva, throwing the small quantity of mud. So the squirrel, it was going in between the legs of Hanuman. So Hanuman is carrying big boulders, throwing in the ocean, and the squirrel is going in between the legs. Hanuman felt, no, it is actually the squirrel is giving disturbance. I may step on it. The squirrel may die. So what he did now, Hanuman, he just lifted the squirrel with the left hand. You sit beside. Don't disturb me. The squirrel actually became very angry. Went to Ram. Complained to Ram. Oh Ram, you are satisfied by loving devotional service. The Supreme Lord is satisfied by loving devotional service. He is not satisfied by our quantum. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachari tadakam bhakti ubhakrutam asnami prayadatmanaha. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying very nicely. In one sloka, Krishna is using same words two times. Two times he is using the same words. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachari tadakam bhakti ubhakrutam. Two times bhakti. Why is saying like that? Because Lord is satisfied only by our devotion, by our love. Devotion means love only. That is the meaning. That is why Prabhupada has translated in his books, loving devotional service. Lord is not bothered about our quantum, how many devotional service, how many items you have offered. No, he is not bothered about that. He is bothered about our attitude, our love. That is the meaning of devotion. So, for the Lord, it is same only. Carrying big boulders and throwing on top of the ocean, and squirrel also is throwing some small quantity of mud. For the Lord is same. Because the Lord is satisfied. Bhavagrahi Janatana. Krishna is satisfied by our bhava only. By our bhava. Bhava means devotion, our attitude. He absorbs, grahi, bhava grahi. He absorbs our mood only. He is okay, one may give big quantities. One may offer to the Lord. But one cannot purchase the Lord with our uh, our position, our money. He is satisfied by our devotion only. That is why he is saying Patra Pushpa Balantoya. Patra Pushpa Balantoya means, Prabhupada is saying Pushpa means Tulasi leaves. Patra means Tulasi leaves. And little Pushpa, flowers. Phalam means banana and toyam water. Very easily available. Everywhere is easily available. Krishna doesn't want big items to be offered. No. He doesn't want all those. For our sake only, we are offering all those items because we want many varieties of prasad. But he wants only love. He is hungry for our love only. Krishna is hungry for our love. He doesn't want quantity at all. Because he is Avasham Iram Sarvam. Everything belongs to him only. The whole material world is working under his. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay. Isavashyam idam sarvam. Actually, Isva Upanishad is also called Isavashya Upanishad. It's also called Isavashya Upanishad. Isavashya idam sarvam. Whatever is available in the material world, everything is a property of the Supreme Lord. So what we can offer, Prabhupada is also saying in one lecture, what we can offer, everything belongs to him only. What I can offer, I cannot possess everything. In illusion only we are thinking, I am possessing so many things. Under illusion only we are thinking. That is the influence of Maya. I cannot possess anything. Because it is a property of the Supreme Lord. Earth, water, fire, and ether. Budhirapo, Nalo, Vayu, Kamano, Buddhi, Devacha. Earth, water, fire, and ether is a property of the Supreme Lord. Property of Krishna. So everything is produced by mixture of all these five items. That means all the properties, all the items available in this material world, it is the property of Krishna. It is not belonging to us. Under illusion, we are thinking it is my property, mamedi. That's called mamedi. I, me, and mine. So, Actually, we should offer with love and devotion. That's what Krishna and Rama they are expecting from all of us. So for the Lord, actually squirrel service and Hanuman service both are same only. So squirrel went and complained to Lord Rama. He is disturbing my service. You are pleased by the love only, no? Why Hanuman is disturbing my service? I also want to do some service. And Rama, it is a transcendental fight actually. The transcendental fight between the devotees. Sometimes it will happen. Amongst the devotees also some fight will come. Why fight is coming? For the sake of service. For the sake of service, only some fight will come. So Prabhupada is saying transcendental disagreement. So Lord Rama called Hanuman. Oh, Hanuman did like this? He disturbed your service? I will immediately ask Hanuman. Hanuman, come here. Hanuman came. You disturbed this squirrel service. Why are you disturbing? I am satisfied by everyone's devotion. Then Rama asked squirrel, what punishment do you want me to give it to Hanuman? And squirrel said, Acharyas are waiting it is not some imagination. Acharyas are giving these commentaries. Squirrel said, oh Rama, you should stand on his leg, his tail. You should squeeze his tail and stand on him. This is the punishment I want you to give it to Hanuman. So Hanuman, he stood on the top of the Rama stood on the top of the Hanuman's tail and smashing, squeezing. And Hanuman, it was a joy because the Lord, the Supreme Lord, Rama, affectionate Lord, he is standing on my tail. So Hanuman was enjoying. Ram, he was enjoying. So Rama was doing repeatedly, stepping on the tail. So Rama asked the squirrel, is it enough? No, you should do more. Because you disturbed my service. You should do more. So Rama was again and again stepping on the Hanuman's tail. And finally asked, is it okay? Then okay. Squirrel said, okay, right. So now both you can leave, you can do service. So Hanuman again he was carrying big boulders, throwing top of the ocean. So squirrel also going in between his legs, throwing some little quantity mud. This time, Hanuman what he did, no, purposefully lifted the squirrel and kept him on the side. Hanuman said, go and complain to Ram, so that Ram will stand on my tail. I will enjoy nicely. This is the very sweet exchange amongst the loving devotees. So all these things happen in the Seduganda. While constructing the big bridge, all these minute pastimes also happen. So the holy name, His Holiness Ramanath Swami Maharaj Prabhupada's direct disciple, is explaining when he was fighting with Ravana was having 10 heads now. And Rama was releasing ordinary arrows initially. With ordinary arrows, he removed one head and actually 2 heads rose. Again, he removed one head and another 2 heads immediately sprouting. So this was going on. So Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj saying that Lord Rama is teaching all of us. What type of teachings? See, when the Supreme Lord, when he is doing pastimes, actually so many lessons we can learn from those pastimes. In the pastimes, we can derive many things from the Lord's pastimes. We can derive the beautiful divine qualities of the Lord. And we can derive so many nice instructions for our life. And we can enjoy the hearing of the pastimes. All these things are happening. That is why we should hear more and more Krishna Katha, Rama Katha. If we don't hear Rama Katha or Krishna Katha, then we will hear material Katha only. And more contamination will increase within us. That is why all these scriptures are there. So, when Lord Rama, when he was releasing ordinary arrows and removing one head and two more heads are growing. So, what he is teaching? Ravana was the personification of lust. Correct or not? Right? Ravana abducted Sita, Mother Sita. Sita was the wife of Lord Rama, but Ravana abducted her out of lust, kama. Ravana was a Brahmana. There are so many nice lessons we can learn. Ravana was a Brahmana. He knew these Vedic scriptures also. So in the same way, one may learn Vedic scriptures, still one may not have faith on it. That is the problem. We may also learn many slokas from the scriptures, but faith we may not have. So if we don't have faith on the knowledge, then we will not act on it. If we have faith on the scripture, then immediately we will execute it in our life. So without faith, if we simply learn, memorize all these verses from the scriptures, then Ravana's behavior was like that. Ravana was a Brahmana, he knew the Vedic scriptures, but his behavior was completely opposite. He was impelled by the lust only. And actually, Maricha gave nice instructions to Ravana. Oh, Ravana, don't do this. Rama is not some ordinary human being. He is the Supreme Lord. I had experience also. Maricha is narrating his own experience to Ravana. Maricha said, you previously sent me also, and myself and Subahu, Maricha and Subahu, they were brothers. So Maricha and Subahu, they went and disturbed Vishwamitra Muni's yajna. Right? That time Rama released one arrow and I was thrown in the middle of the ocean. I was thrown miles away by one small arrow of Lord Rama. This is my experience. Maricha is saying. Maricha told, from that day onwards, I stopped this Asura's business. Asura's business, I stopped it. And from that day onwards, I am behaving like a saintly man only. This is my personal experience with Supreme Lord Rama. So this is my personal experience with Lord Rama. He is not some ordinary human being. So please don't do this. You go and hand over Sita. He gave nice teachings to Ravana. Kumbhakarna also gave nice teachings. Mandodari also gave wonderful teachings to Ravana. But Ravana, Even though he knew all the teachings of the various scriptures, his behavior was completely opposite. This is the meaning of possessing knowledge without faith. We should have faith on the scriptures. Ashtraddhanaha purusha dharmasyantya parandagaha aprapyamam nivardande vrityu samsara. If we don't have faith on Krishna and his teachings, then aprapyamam nivardande, we cannot attain Krishna. Mrityu samsara vartmani, we will be simply rotting in this Bhaktadhat cycle only. Krishna is giving caution in Bhagavad Gita. So Ravana was like that. And Ravana never listened to all these instructions and he was very adamant. And finally, he was facing Lord Rama in the fight. So the Rama was releasing ordinary arrows and removing one head and two more heads were growing. So what he is teaching? Ravana is a personification of lust. And this lust, kama, it cannot be destroyed by any amount of efforts. Yes, Ravana, actually the 33 crores demigods, even Indra also was afraid of Ravana. And Ravana was coming, all the demigods, they will be hiding behind the clouds because of fear. And nobody was able to stand in front of Ravana and fight with him. So, the same way, since Ravana is personification of lust, no one can conquer lust by material efforts. By any amount of material efforts, no one can conquer. Finally, Lord Rama, what he did, he released his personal weapon. Personal weapon, Ramabana. When he released his Ramabana, it went and hit in the chest and Ravana was killed. So, the same way, no human being, right, can conquer lust by his own endeavor. And that weapon, only the Supreme Lord Rama, he is only having that. He is only having that weapon to conquer lust. Actually, Rishabhadeva is saying in Srimad Bhagavatam, attraction between the male and female is the basic principle of material existence. It's mentioned in Bhagavatam. This is the basic principle. And because of this only, we are loitering. And when we want to come out of this, actually, Lord Rama only is having the weapon. Mortal human being, they don't have this weapon to conquer lust. That Lord Rama is teaching by his own personal behavior. When he was releasing ordinary arrows, actually, he was proving, he was showing to all of us, you cannot conquer lust. Sometimes people will try yoga. Okay, if I do yogasana, can I conquer lust? They will try vigorously. Okay, with great difficulty, they will conquer. They will think that I am conquering. But after some time again, lust will sprout. It will come up. Lust will be lurking inside. So sometimes they will think, okay, by doing pranayama, I can conquer lust. By doing yogasanas, I can conquer lust. Like in various ways they will try. By doing many fasting, can I conquer lust? Like that people are thinking. But no amount of effort, material efforts, actually it will not give solution. We have to surrender to the Lord. Mameva ye prabhatyante maya medam dvaranjite. Krishna is saying, only if you surrender unto me, then you can conquer Maya. Because of the influence of Maya, only lustful tendency is manifesting within us. So how to surrender? By chanting Rama's name, by chanting Krishna's name. Because Lord is sitting in his name. Out of his own sweet will, he is sitting in his own names. Abhinnatvat nama namino. Nama namino. Nama and the person who is having that name. That is Krishna and the personality Bhagavan. Both are abhinnatva, both are same. So when we say Rama, in that name, Rama is there. The Supreme Lord is there. When we say Krishna, Krishna is there in that name. That's the meaning of abhinnatva. This is actually out of his causeless mercy to reclaim all the fallen souls. He is giving this opportunity for all of us. He is giving this opportunity for all of us to approach the Supreme Lord. So that is why we have to chant Krishna's names, Rama's names. So Prabhupada used to say, when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we should meditate on the meaning of the mantra. The mind should be engaged. That is the meaning of Savai Mana Krishna Padala Indayoho. Mind should be absorbed in the Lord's thoughts. And because lust is hiding in the mind only, right? Lust is staying in the mind only. So that is why mind should be engaged in remembering. Mind should be engaged in thinking about Krishna and Rama, and holy name should be fixed in our mind constantly. So the more when we think Krishna and Rama in our mind, proportionately the lust will be erased from our mind. So when our lust is completely erased in our heart, then only we can relish devotion or love. So this is the process. So that is why all the Vanaras, they are writing Rama name on top of the rocks and throwing it in the ocean, and the boulders are floating in the ocean. Because the holy name is more powerful than the Supreme Lord. The holy name is more merciful than the Supreme Lord. Acharyas are saying, deities one cannot touch in an unclean state. But the holy name is not like that. Holy name can be chanted anywhere, in any situation. His Holiness Bhanaswami Maharaj, one of the direct disciples of Srila Prabhupada, is saying that for chanting Hare Krishna Mantra, we don't have to take bath. No need to take bath also. Immediately after getting up, you can wash your face and you can chant Hare Krishna. There is no necessity. Tatra Arpita Niyamita Smarani Nakala. Smarani, to remember Krishna and Rama, there are no hard and fast rules. Niyamita, no, there are no hard and fast rules. Because this is the way Lord is actually giving opportunity for all of us. Yes, you can chant my name in any situation. So, that we have to take advantage. We have to chant more and more Krishna's names, Rama's names, and Lord will be more pleased. And proportionately, He will erase all our enjoying tendency in our heart. That is important. Devotee should be interested in how to get rid of this enjoyment tendency. That is more important. That enjoyment tendency is the root cause for our continued material existence. So that has to be erased. So that is why by inviting Rama, because when lust is there in our heart, that means Ravana is hiding. Ravana is hiding in our heart. Prabhupada used to say Mr. Lust. He will say Mr. Lust. giving respect to the lust, you will say. Mr. Lust is hiding in our heart. That means Ravana is hiding. So who can kill Ravana? Even Indra was not able to defeat Ravana. Only Rama only can defeat him. So when lust is there in our heart, that means Ravana is hiding. So by inviting Rama in our by inviting Rama and Krishna in our heart, by chanting their names, and they will fight. They will fight with the Mr. Lust, and they will erase this enemy. So this is the lesson. That's why I told that from the Lord's pastimes we can learn many instructions and many divine qualities of the Supreme Lord, and we can also enjoy hearing the pastimes. These three benefits are there. That is why we are discussing Rama Katha and Krishna Katha. Sorry, today many this audio problem was there. Sorry for that. So we'll stop here. Jai Srinivasa ki, Jai Sri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki, and Jai Gaura Premanande.
Hare Krishna. Anybody have any questions? Any comments? ஏதாவது தங்களுக்கு கேள்விகள் கருத்துக்கள் இருந்தால் தெரிவிக்கலாம். ஆங்கிலம் மற்றும் தமிழ் இவை எதுவானாலும். Okay, then on. Hare Krishna, Guruji. My question is, I have seen many devotees over here falling in front of the saints. This might be a bit personal, but so you can forgive me. Okay. This thing is, I have seen many of the temples, and where within the temple premises, devotees fall on the fallen legs of the saints. I personally feel that within the temple premises is for the God's place, where everyone is safe. Is it not wrong for the devotees doing it? The thing is that devotees are doing wrong, and why does Jnanis don't educate them or enlighten them?
Actually, in ISKCON temples, this culture is there. Actually, in front of the Lord, no need to do respect, no need to show respect to him, because he is the Supreme Lord. That is why, when everyone wants to do namaskar to the devotees, right, then they will go to the other side, the garden way, not in front of the Lord. So that actually devotees are teaching in Islam. In Islam, this behavior is there. In front of the Lord, we will not allow anyone to show respect. In front of the Lord, only for the Lord only. Okay? Yes, actually, in India, we have this culture, full culture is there. So they want to show respect to some devotees. So that is actually for their social benefit, they want to do that. So it is allowed out of the purview. It's not in front of the Suppose here, some sadhu is studying. They want to do some namaskar, it's all, but not in front of the deities. Okay? Because they want to utilize this opportunity. So why to?
My personal opinion is, it is not the duty of these enlightened people to enlighten the devotees that it should not be done.
You will say normally. Okay, say normally. Without knowing all this etiquette,
If they do namaskar in front of the deities, immediately they will object. They say, no, don't do this. This one nobody will do this. Many people I have seen that they just ignore them. Uh, it's actually their ignorance. So it's our duty for the to enlighten them. Yes. Correct.
Hare Krishna, sir. Sir, I want to give that answer. Actually, one doha is there, Kabir's doha. Guru Govind Guru Khat, Kake Lagu Pai, Balihari Guru Aap, Yadi Govind Dev Pai. You are now showing the way. God is supreme, but how we can show the way? You are showing. So Guru is the first. So now we are listening as a Guru. You are teaching us. That's why giving Pranama to you. That you are first. Not that as a sign, already you are saying that you are Guru, you are showing the path. That's why we are. Don't take with the other. That is the answer, correct answer.
Hare Krishna, because of the time these days, Srinivasa is founder of the wrong way. Hare Krishna, very important announcements. நம்ம இஸ்லாம்ல பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஸ்ரீல பிரபுபாதர் சொன்ன மாதிரி வந்து புத்தகங்கள் அடிப்படை அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்காரு. புக்ஸ் ஆஃப் பேசிஸ் சொல்லி அவருடைய புத்தகங்கள் குறிப்பாக நமக்கு எல்லா விதமான அறியாமையிலிருந்து நமக்கு வெளியே வரக்கூடிய ஒரு ஞானம் கொடுக்கக்கூடியது ஸ்ரீல பிரபுபாத புத்தகங்கள். அது குறிப்பாக ஸ்ரீமத் பகவத்கீதை, பாகவதம், சிறிய புத்தகங்கள் எவ்வளோ ஸ்ரீல பிரபுபாதம் நமக்கு கொடுத்துருக்கார். அதில் குறிப்பாக அதில் இந்த புத்தக விநியோகம் நம்ம இஸ்லாம்ல ஒரு முக்கியமான சேவை. அதில் நம்ம திருக்கோவிலிருந்து திருமதி துளசி மாதாஜி அவர்கள் கடந்த வாரம் 1800 மலையாளம் சிறிய புத்தகங்களும் 500 பகவத்கீதையும் நம்ம விநியோகம் செய்திருக்காங்க. அவர்களை இந்த இடத்துல வந்து அங்கீகாரம் செய்திருக்காங்க. இங்கே அழைக்கின்றோம். குறிப்பாக அவங்களுக்கு சப்போர்ட் பண்றது அச்சிமுடி சக்தி மாதாஜி அவர்களும் சேர்ந்து இந்த செய்தியில் ஈடுபடுறாங்க. அவருடைய ஆன்மீக வாழ்க்கை இருக்கிறத நம்ம அவர்களை ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. மற்றொரு முக்கியமான அறிவிப்பு, நம்ம எல்லாரும் அவளோடு ராமச்சந்திரனுடைய கருணை பெறுவதற்காக ஸ்ரீ ராமச்சந்திரனுக்காக மிக பிரம்மாண்டமான ஒரு ஆலயம். நீங்கள்லாம் கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கீங்க அந்த ஆலயத்தினுடைய மகிமையை பற்றி. நாளை காலை மதியம் சுமார் 12 மணி 20 நிமிடத்தில் இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியான பிராண பிரதிஷ்டை நிகழ்ச்சியாக நடைபெறுகிறது. அச்சமயம் உலகம் முழுவதும் பகவானுடைய பக்தர்களாகிய அவர்கள் பகவானுடைய இந்த லீலைகளையும் அவருடைய ராம நாமத்தையும் உறக்க சங்கீர்த்தனம் மூலமாக செய்து பகவானுடைய பெரும் காரணத்தை பெற்றிட இந்த செயலில் ஈடுபடுகிறார்கள். நமது திருக்கோவிலிலும் நாளை காலை 8 மணி முதல் மதியம் 2 மணி வரை இந்த நிகழ்ச்சி நடைபெறப் போகிறது.